Oh, they've been evicted. Okay. Hi, my name is John Moore. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams Realty in Fremont. I just came by this townhome. This family had gotten a notice of default about 3 months ago, and since that time I've been reaching out, offering my assistance, dropping off flyers, mailing them information, coming like I am now to talk to them to help them prevent the foreclosure. But all I can do is reach out. If they don't reach back and accept my help, then this is what happens. They end up getting foreclosed and they've lost their home, ruined their credit. You're viewing this video because, well, frankly, I'm targeting those folks that have gotten a notice of default. I'm offering my help to help them forestall foreclosure. What I'm doing is pushing a short sale. A short sale is much better for you, the homeowner, than to let the property get foreclosed. Now you're going to say, John, why would I bother with the trouble to short sell my property when it looks like I'm going to lose it anyway? That's a very good question, and I will explain to you why it is more advantageous for you as a homeowner, a future homeowner, and a consumer, why you need to stop the foreclosure process. Either bring your payments up to date. Instead of making partial payments, the banks won't accept partial payments. They need the payments up to date to stop the foreclosure. Or the next step is a short sale, and I will explain to you why that's a benefit for you. So the foreclosure process starts when you get a notice of default, commonly known as an NOD. Once you get an NOD, the clock starts ticking. You have about 3 months from the time you get an NOD until the time that the banks start foreclosure proceedings. The clock is ticking. In that 3 months, you need to either bring your account up to date, and that doesn't mean making partial payments on the home payments you missed, but making the entire missed payments up. If you start making partial payments, it doesn't stop the foreclosure process. So, 3 months from an NOD. Now, you're looking at this video because you got this far because you've already received the NOD from your mortgage broker or bank loan department. So, from the time you got that letter, you've got 3 months to act. Now, in foreclosure, if you decide not to act, you just give up. What's the use? I'm never going to catch up on my payments. If you go into foreclosure, here's what's going to happen. Number one, your credit rating, which nowadays is very important. You need to have good credit to get good rates on bank cards. You need good credit to get good rates on getting a loan for a vehicle. You even need good credit if you go back to being a renter, because the landlords will check to see your credit rating. So if you go to foreclosure, kiss your credit goodbye. And just like in a bankruptcy, it'll take 7 years before that foreclosure is wiped off your credit report. Number two, if you go to foreclosure and the bank sells your property, they're going to evict you. They're going to put it up for foreclosure. People are going to bid on your property. It's going to get sold. If they sell it for less than the amount you owe on the bank note, they can come after you in the future for that unpaid balance. And don't kid yourself, there's a very good chance that they will. So if you owned $200,000 on your note that you're behind, and the bank forecloses on your property, and they sell it for $150,000, you will owe the bank that $50,000. They can come after it through wage garnishment. If you buy a property down the road, they can put a lien on that property. Okay? Foreclosure is not the way to go. Now, what I'm offering is a short sale. Everybody short sales, maybe some of you have it. Short sale is when you get the bank to agree that you can put your property on the market, sell it for whatever the market can bear, and you'll end up selling it for less than you owe than what the property is worth. Okay? If the banks agree to this, and they generally will, because frankly the banks don't really want to foreclose because it costs them time, it costs them money. So if you short sold your property, here's what you can expect. Number one, your credit rating is not affected as it would be if you foreclosed. Your credit rating on your credit report will show that you paid your loan off as agreed. Okay? Your loan is paid off as agreed. Number two, if you sell your property, short sale, you are qualified to buy another home in 2 to 3 years. Number three, if we sell the property through the HAFA guidelines, that's HAFA, the bank will pay you up to $3,000. So, okay, and then another important thing is number 4, okay, and 5. Number 4 is any unpaid balance. Any unpaid balance is forgiven. And then finally, the federal government passed the Debt Forgiveness Act again for 2013. Basically, any debt that's forgiven, the $50,000, if this was the scenario, you will not have to pay tax on that debt forgiven. So, you have to ask yourself, you all received a notice of default. What have you done up to this point to solve it? I'll be honest with you. The first step you really should do, even now, to just try is to call your bank and ask them if you can refinance. Take out a 40-year loan. Okay, interest rates are lower. Try and salvage your home. Okay, as a realtor, I don't want to see anybody lose their home. Okay, so I would rather you take the steps, call your bank. They know you're behind in your payments. You don't need to be embarrassed. This happens to everybody at some point. Not everybody, but most people. Call your bank, see if they'll renegotiate your current loan. Refinance your loan. You might be able to get a cheaper rate. You might be able to extend out the loan payments. When you get in a better financial situation down the road, then you can refinance and lower the time period. Okay, but if you can't do that, if you're not in the financial capability for whatever reason, and you got a notice of default, you are now facing foreclosure. You've got a 3-month timeline. You need to act. The clock is ticking. Okay? And you need to short sale. You need to save your credit rating. Okay? You can go back into the housing market in 2 to 3 years. The bank will give you $3,000 to close. Money to help moving expenses. Your unpaid balance is forgiven, and you don't have to pay the tax on the unpaid balance that was forgiven for 2013. On top of that, there's one more thing. One more thing is that you may be thinking is, John, I'm losing my house. If I short sale it, I can't afford to pay the real estate commissions to sell the property. Well, that's the beautiful part of a short sale. The bank will pay the commission. The bank pays all commissions. No money out of your pocket. Okay? You're losing your home in both scenarios, but this is really a win-win for you as an individual and for your family. So, give me a call. It doesn't cost you a dime to talk to me. My consultation is free, and I can walk you through the process. And you need to act quickly because, like I said, the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. So give me a call now, John Mora, 510-200-4449. That's 510-200-4449. And let's meet and stop the foreclosure process on your home.